Now welcome with me, celebrity hairstylist, author, and inspirational speaker, Miss Erica Strong. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank
so
you.
Good to see
Thank
you. Thank you for being on the Hope Show. Have a
Thank you
seat.
for having me.
Wow, I'm so excited to have you on the show. You've been doing celebrities' hair for over 20 years.
Yes.
How did you get started in the business?
Well, I am one of 6 sisters.
6 sisters, okay.
All right, 6 girls. So I had a lot of practice. When I was about 14, I just started just doing hair, but I didn't think I had a talent until my mother's friends started asking me to get their hair done. So when I started doing my mother's friends' hair, I realized, well, wait a minute, this may work for me. And when I graduated from high school, I was so perplexed because I really wanted to go to college. I didn't know if my parents could afford to send me. And so my dad, the brilliant man that he was, told me that I should, at least go and get my certification for something I just did naturally and then go to college. And that's what I did. And it's been like a awesome decision since then.
Well, I have to tell you something. Most people don't know this about me. I wanted to be a cosmetologist when I was in high school. Even when I went to law school, I tried to get into a cosmetology class because in this world, it feels like you need to have a skill.
Right.
And if you want to do liberal arts or you have a dream aspirationally that requires a degree, you can do that. Because in the recession, every woman's still getting her hair done. So
They did.
I secretly wish I could trade places sometimes. Like, I just want to braid somebody's hair and make a quick $100 or $200 or $1,000 if you're a celebrity hairstylist. But so tell me, what does it mean to be a celebrity hairstylist? Because I mean, I know working in the music business in the last few years, what I think of it, but just for our audience who may not know or never have the budget to ever come and get their hair done by the likes of Miss Erica Strong.
But you know what? You say, what is it to be a celebrity stylist? I honestly, I treat every person the exact same way. So I still do work in the salon just to kind of keep my hands in, in the salon and then on set. And my clients in the salon would not ever tell you that they didn't feel specifically, cared for and taken care of with me. So for me, being a celebrity stylist doesn't have a lot to do with celebrity stylist, just a stylist.
Okay.
I really love what I do. So my work in the industry, the production industry, and then my work in the salon all falls under like me being a light in a dark place. Because that was my prayer. God, just make me a light in a dark place. And not that I had to run on set and say, hey, I'm a Christian, and wear my Jesus pin, or, go to the salon and play church music all the time. It was just the life that I live helped me to be able to be that light in a dark place. So celebrity stylist isn't like even something people care about titles. I really don't care about that title. It's more of what I do in the ministry behind what I do that I care the most.
I love that because you're a light, so you're a shining star. You emanate your own light, and you make every client feel like a star, regardless if they're known or not. But we will draw some names. I understand Kim Fields is some of your clients. We work with Journey Smollett. Is that the way you say it? Smollett. Thank you. I love you, Journey. And you've been the head of styling departments for Tyler Perry Studios and for featured films. So God has put you in a place where you are interacting with people that often are used to the world catering to them. They may also be used to people not really having much to say about their lifestyle choices. And you're with them at some of the most vulnerable times, because I know when you get your hair done, you don't want everybody there. So your stylist is someone very close and personal, and you've used that as an opportunity to like show your light and your love for God. And so I want to get a little bit deeper about you as a person, Erica. You, first of all, it's amazing, right? She says 20 years in the business and she looks 28. So I don't know if you got your cosmetology license in middle school or elementary school, but how has your work, I won't even say your work, how has your life emanated to a point that you wanted to write a book? And you've written a book called Finish Strong. Could you tell us like the journey that you've gone to in writing this book and what led you to that place?
Yes, the title is Finishing Strong.
Finishing Strong,
and the
okay.
Why that's such a difference for me is I have not finished.
Uh-oh. She's a preacher too, y'all. You have not finished, okay.
I have not finished. It's a journey that we are constantly, beginning again and again and again and again. So when I say I've finished, that means I've accomplished it all, and I have not. And I think when we put that kind of pressure on ourselves is when we start like really getting, overwhelmed and frustrated and, down on our life because we didn't finish the way that we wanted to, but we didn't realize that we're still moving, we're still going.
I love
But
that.
what caused me to write it, it started out of as a journal, actually. I started having some really challenging issues in my life, and I felt like I just needed to get it out. And I'm not a person that's a whiner. So you won't hear me on the phone like, oh my God, can you know what happened to me? I'll whine to my sisters or my friends every once in a while, but I'm not a constant, like, I feel like everybody have their own stuff. So I can't, bog you down with my stuff. So I started journaling, and it started for me in a failed marriage.
Okay.
And it was a marriage that I didn't see it coming. Like, I didn't see,
And is
the
that
heartbreak
real?
coming.
As a single at some years old, I always wonder, and as a person who's done and assisted people in very difficult divorces, I always wonder when people have said, I did not see this divorce coming, almost like, is that real?
Right.
And you literally was blindsided.
I was blindsided. Now, when he initially left, of course the signs started coming, but the signs were so rapid. It was like the chain
One
was
after
having really
another. With your food on the table. Yes, okay, I can see that.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's sort of a Selah moment in and of itself.
Oh my God, I stayed in the bed for 3 days straight.
Did he tell you why he was leaving,
Not
or?
at the time, no, he did not. But eventually we found out that he was seeing an R&B singer, and he left. And he left to be a part of that world. He wanted that, quick, flashing lights, amazing world, da 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 da, and that's what he did. He left. And I started to journal about that. Like, how did it feel? How did I feel? And most women can agree when you have something that interrupts your life that way. I know for me, I started looking at myself. What did I do? Or what didn't I do? So I started a checklist. I'm pretty, check.
You are gorgeous. You are gorgeous. Well, and I take it you said your husband left and he's then you pursuing a relationship with the R&B singer. Was the fact that it was public, or the idea that what he was doing you could see, whether it was seeing him on the internet or whatever, hearing his, did that make it more difficult?
Oh my God, yeah, that made it 10 times worse. Because, when you are already dealing with a divorce by itself, just on a common level,
Right.
that's like a death of a relationship, and you feel like it's a death. But this was like a death, but it was in my face constantly. So while I am trying to, run a business, because I owned a salon at the time, and run a business and handle my children, still run a house, and
Going to
still
church
still going
and
to church.
yeah.
You know how we do? We'll put our mask on, and that mask is just, this. I was wearing the biggest fake smile that you would ever want to see. So, like, behind my mask was just pieces. I was just broken. But I had to smile for my children and let them know it's going to be okay. Our world hasn't crumbled. Your life will be fine. I had to smile for my clients to let them know that I'm still here. We're good. My staff, everybody wanted to know, is Erica okay? So I had to pretend like I was okay. And every night, like clockwork, I would just crumble. And I would just cry, thinking about everything that I had thought about throughout the day. And then in the morning doing my makeup, just crying. And like, I had a life of just crying, like a whole cycle of crying, because I just could not believe that this was happening. And it was real, and it was so public. Because in the space that we lived, I mean, everybody knew who I was. I couldn't go to church without people, talking or whispering and pointing, or at the mall. I mean, I literally isolated myself for a long time. And so I really dove into just journaling. I wrote all of my feelings down.
And not only were you writing, but you were helping other people.
Right, and I didn't know it at the time. I remember one time in particular, I was going to church, and this was after one of those days where I just was in the bed probably like 2 days and just couldn't hardly lift my head up off the pillow. And I thought, if I can just go to church, if I can just hear something that'll make me know that I'm going to be okay, because I just needed to know I was going to be okay, because I wasn't sure I was going to be okay. It didn't feel like I was going to be okay. I just couldn't imagine living a life now with me just being depressed and crying all the time. And so I walk into church, and if anybody can understand what I mean, like if you had spiritual glasses on, I was crawling, like barely making it in, in church.
Oh, definitely.
And so I walked in, and one of the greeters that's supposed to, hey, how are you? Welcome in.
Hug you, make you feel like, yes,
better.
good.
Erica. And when she first said my name, I was like, oh, I'm here. Like, finally, I'm here. And she goes, I heard about what happened. I just saw your husband on the video, and that was the last thing I needed. So I sat through that service and I cried like a baby.
They said they saw your husband on a video.
On a video. Like, did I need to hear that then? I didn't think so. and that taught me to really be careful of what I say to people, and in the moments that I say, things to people, because sometimes I know the person, she didn't mean any harm. I know that she didn't mean to hurt me with those words or even with her observation, but she wasn't thinking at the time. She knew me, she knew him, so it's just like, oh, Erica.
Just talking and not even thinking.
And so I'm originally from Maryland. And when I left church that day, I just decided I needed to be around my family, the people that loved me, the people I knew that wasn't just going to try to be around me to get the information and find out what was going on. And so I'm driving. Well, I got home, packed up my car, packed up the girls, and we just drove to Maryland. This was my first time taking that drive. I asked that question: when you help other women, you'll heal.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I'm going to stop right there. There's so much more that we're going to hear, but stay with us. Can you stay with us?
Yes.
Okay. We'll be right back.
As I look back, I see how he's made a way. I've overcome the trials, you see. The enemy can't hold me, 'cause I belong to the one who has all power in his hand. So what you thought you stole belongs to me, so you, 'cause it's in temple of the Lord. 'Cause I've been redeemed, I can't get it back. Everything you stole, hey, I want it all. My peace, give me my joy, my happiness, yes, everything. I'm gonna, my job, give me my home, my family, oh, I've been redeemed. Get it back, yes. Here we go. Listen, y'all. Knock, knock, let me in. Here I am to proclaim my life with more than diamonds and rubies and gold. It's alright if you tried to put me to the test. My God is greater and can more than handle your mess. Quicksand, you thought I sunk? Just like in a millionaire, he threw me a lifeline. Then he pulled me from the darkest place. Blessed me in the richest way. New life, new thought, new swag. I know you wish you had.